Hello, I am Mani Malarvannan. In this video, we will look into what are all the different types of stable coins that are being created, and we can see some examples and use cases. In the last week's video, we look into what exactly stable coin is. If any of the listeners, viewers want to know more about the basics of stable coin, please go and see the particular video that I posted last week. And also I'll provide the link in the show notes so that you can able to click the link and go to that video. So in this video, we will look into what are all the different types of stable coins and some examples and use cases. So types of stable coins. So stable coins in the last week discussion, we know that it resembles the real world asset like US dollar or any currency dollar. So that's the basically the stable coin. If there is a one stable coin, if you have, that means you have one US dollar, one stable coin based on US stable coin, then that means you have $1 worth of the stable coin. The same way, if you hold a stable coin based on euro or GBP, that is a UK based stable coin, then you hold the value of a euro or pound, whichever stable coin you have that corresponds to that value. If you have five stable coins, then you have a $5 worth of stable coin. So that's the way the stable coin works. So that is one type of stable coin. The other type of stable coin is that they are backed by the crypto. For example, there are different types of crypto. As you all know, there is a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, the various types of stable coins are there. So some of the stable coins are created based on crypto based stable coins. So if you have a 50 stable coin, then it is you have a value of 50 Ethereum based stable coins. If it is created based on Ethereum as a backend stable system. So that's another type of stable coin. We will get into more detailed what is the difference and which one is valid based on the current law passed in the US. For now, just we'll go through the different types of stable coin: fiat based stable coin, crypto based stable coin, and then the third one, there are still companies are coming up with. There are some success and there are some failure, is based on algorithmic based stable coin. It is not based on any real world asset or any crypto based asset. So the algorithm creates the stable coin, increases the total number of stable coins based on how many users are using it. If the number of users are reduced, then the stable coin value and the total number within the blockchain circulation will also be decreased. So that is the third type of stable coin. But this stable coin is not fully researched, and there are companies still working on and found some success. We will get into those details. Fiat-based stable coins. So it is very simple, and as per the US law that recently passed, this is the only one type of stable coin that is being legally people can able to create and people can able to own all over the world. So that law has been passed. We discussed in our last slide what exactly the law say. But based on the law that was passed last week in US Congress and that being signed by the president, and now it became a law, only fiat-based stable coin is the valid within US, and also whoever wants to mint all over the world, they need to follow this law. So what are some of the pros is it's high liquidity because it is based on US dollar, then and also it is legal now. There is a legality and the legal frameworks and the regulations are all being created that is going to support, and more people will be buying this type of stable coins. And it's very familiar concept. So there is no confusion between algorithmic based stablecoin or crypto based stablecoin. If you have one stablecoin, US based stablecoin, then that means you have a $1 worth of the stablecoin. That's pretty much it is. And then the cons is the centralized nature requires the trust and issuer. Again, we'll talk about the what the law says. Not like just like anybody can have a blockchain and start issuing the stable coin. There are legal procedures you need to follow so that which what are all the valid legal frameworks you need to follow before you create a stable coin. And also you need to make sure that you understand what are all the valid companies that are creating trustworthy companies that are creating the stable coin so that you can able to buy and use it. And also, uh, there is a transparency concern associated with the stable coin. Again, we will talk more in the what are all the US law says, but right now there is a one issue. You need to have a proper way to audit, and there should be a transparency needs to be there within the stablecoin blockchain system so that the stablecoin be trustworthy by multiple different entities that are not part of the company that is issuing the stablecoin. So Tether is the one popular example of the stablecoin that's been there in the market for quite some time. And then another one is the USD coin, USDC, that is another stablecoin. And also PayPal, it's a popular online payment service. They created a stable coin. It's PYUSD, and it's built on Ethereum framework, and that's being used within the PayPal network. Those are all some examples, and there are other stable coins exist, but we can just consider these three popular ones now. So what is crypto-based stablecoin? So crypto-based stablecoin is created based on the particular type of crypto. Say if somebody wants to create a 50 crypto-based stablecoin, that crypto could be Ethereum, Solana, or whatever the crypto they are going to follow, then it is created based on that Ethereum. For example, if somebody is going to create a 50 Ethereum based stable coins, then they need to have a 50 Ethereum stable coin. But there is no legal framework associated with these crypto based stable coins based on the new rules and regulations that are created in US Congress. So what are the pros of this stable coin is since it is based on de- uh, crypto based stable coin, it is decentralized by nature compared to fiat-based stablecoin. So no one entity or one group controls it. For example, if you say Ethereum, that itself is a decentralized. Since it is based on Ethereum, so the entire blockchain is decentralized. So one party can't control, one party can't gain too much control of the stablecoin. So it's all distributed among various nodes. And also it is transparency through public blockchain verification. Since this verification happens within the public blockchain, like Ethereum has been around for many years and there are a lot of transaction has been happening. So it is a well-known blockchain that's been around. So any stable coin that are created through Ethereum is going to be valid. And what are the cons? There's the capital inefficiency due to over collateralization. That's basically what that means is that if anybody wants to purchase a stable coin, they need to make sure that whatever the value they are getting out of the stable coin is not based on one single person having lot of stable coins. Say, for example, in a network, Ethereum-based network, if one person owns more than 51% of the stable coin, then that means that person can able to tilt the market based on either selling or buying more stable coin. So there could be a price crash based on how much stable coin that one person or one entity has. So that is the one of the con uh, for this crypto-backed stable coins. And also, again, it's not easy to understand. For example, you need to understand how the Ethereum works so that you know that if it is Ethereum based stablecoin is going to have a long lasting value or not. Similarly, with any crypto backed stablecoins, you need to understand what exactly which crypto coin it is backing up and how the value is going to go up or down. So based on a lot of those, you need to understand those before you can get into that. So there is a one crypto-based stablecoin is DAI. It is created by Maker DAO. company, and they are creating this type of a crypto-based stable coin that is based on Ethereum blockchain. So algorithmic stable coins. So what exactly it is still there are a lot of issues associated with this algorithmic based stable coin, and because it is not based on any real world asset. So the blockchain algorithm is going to either increase or decrease based on how many users are using it. For example, if the rises above $1, algorithm automatically mints new tokens, increasing the supply of the stable coin. And if the price falls below $1, then the algorithm buybacks those tokens. So they will burn those tokens. So the total supply will decrease, thereby the price maintained. So there are a lot of issues with this, and the still companies are working on how to come up with a stable network. So, for example, there is a Terra USD, and there was a major issue that happened in May 2022, highlighting that creates a lot of issues with a lot of customers, those who own that particular stable coin. So you need to be making sure that you understand before getting into this. So the common use cases for the stable coins, the trading, right now, if you want to trade anything, you have to use a Visa card or MasterCard or any type of credit card. So now the US government has approved the stable coins. Slowly the companies will be getting into it. For example, all the multinational companies, I would say that they will be issuing the stable coins so that you can transact using their own stable coin, because there will be multiple stable coins will exist. For example, Amazon will have its own stable coin, Walmart will have its own stable coin, Google, Apple, all those big companies will have their own stable coin, so that you can able to transact, buy goods and services through this stable coin, because now it's legalized within US. And also, this can be used in many DeFi applications. For example, if you want to borrow money and if you have a stable coin, you can collateralize that and you can purchase whatever you want to purchase based on the collateralization of the stable coins. And another important use case is sending money to foreign nationals. If you are in US, if you want to send money to India or Mexico, now you have to go through banks and many intermediaries, which takes 4 or 5 days sometimes, and there is a huge transaction fee. All those things is going to collapse, and you can able to send money and receive money 24/7 with a less transaction fee. You still have to pay transaction fee, but that's going to be very less compared to how much bank charges to send money and receive money to foreign nationals. And also e-commerce, if you want to purchase anything from China right now, once again you have to use many intermediaries or banks to send money, and then the supplier will receive the money and then the supplier will ship it. Now with this stable coin, the transaction can happen within minutes, and you can able to deliver the services as fast as possible. So some of the additional stable coin applications are payroll and B2B transactions. The companies, as I said earlier, the companies can use stable coins to pay the remote workers. For example, if your worker is in India and if the worker is really good, and if the person is doing some quality work for a company, then the company can pay through stable coin. So that's going to be possible. And also, there is a store value associated with the stable coin. If you have Indian rupees, and instead of having that Indian rupees in Indian currency, if you want to hold it in US dollars, you can buy stable coin that is pegged by the US dollar, and you can have it. So your currency devaluation can be drastically reduced. Again, I don't know the rules and regulation what the individual country is going to have to hold stable coins. For example, the Indian government may come and say that Indian citizens can't own stable coins based on American based stable coins. I don't know. So the rules and regulations are going to be written. But if you are in US, you can buy stable coin, dollar based stable coin, you can buy it and hold it. And also gaming platforms. There are many gaming platforms are available. If you want to buy any goods and services within the gaming platform, like NFTs and within the metaverse, or any type of gaming products within the gaming platform, you can use stablecoin to purchase it. And the cross-border business, we already discussed about it. If you want to send money to China for any manufacturing goods and services, materials, then you can able to use stablecoin for that purpose as well. So choosing the right stable coin, since these slides I've created a couple of weeks back, that time it was not clear what type of rules and regulations are going to happen within US. But last week, the US government, as I said earlier, they passed the bill. Now only US based stable coins are valid, not other stable coins like crypto based stable coin or algorithmic based stablecoin for now. So that rules may change, and also the rules may change from different parts of the world. For example, Singapore might have a different rules, Mexico might have a different rules. So you have to understand where you are physically located and make sure you follow the local laws, your country laws before purchasing any stable coins. So right now it's a US based, fiat based stable coins are going to be the norm of the industry. That's going to be stable, and that's going to be a de facto standard. And then the second one is the crypto based stable coins. This again, as per the law, it's not valid in US. And the same thing, same way, algorithmic based stable coin right now, it's not valid within US. Okay. Uh, this I when I created this slide, I did not include the Genius Act. See, the Genius Act is basically a law created by the US government. The law created within the Congress, and the president signed it. Now it's a law. So what that law clearly says is only the US based dollar based stable coins are valid. And also whoever wants to create a stable coin, US based stable coin, they need to make sure that they have their collateral for however much amount they are planning to mint. For example, if Amazon wants to build $1 billion worth of stable coin, then they need to have $1 billion in the bank, either in the federalist bank. They can have US based dollar, or they can have a state issued currency, state issued public notes, whatever it is valid, they need to have a equal worth of $1 billion so that they can able to issue $1 billion worth of stable coin. And also they need to have a separate set of procedures, rules and regulations so that third parties can audit whether they really have $1 billion, or without that they are minting that, because the framework has been created so that the individual customers are protected. If I have 100, if I want to buy $100, I need to make sure that I go and buy from a company or the legal entity that is going to last, so that my $100 will be stable. Sometimes companies can start it and they can issue the stable coin, and once they issue it, they will close the company, they will run away. So that's what the framework, the Genius Act, is trying to avoid, and making sure that the individual customers are all protected through this legal framework. So, and also purely algorithmic stablecoin, crypto-based stablecoin, those are all not valid based on this Genius Act as of now. They are still working on customizing it and changing it. So based on that, it may be valid in the future, but right now, only US-based stable coins are valid. It has to either be pegged against US dollar or short-term treasuries, whatever being stipulated in the detailed Genius Act. The companies needs to follow that so that they can able to have a valid stable coin, and that is being backed by the US government. So that's all I want to discuss in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And we have a Web2, Web3 analytical platform. In the Web3 analytical platform, you can understand what are all the different stable coins exist within the Ethereum based stable coins. Like, for example, if you want to know more about any particular stable coin that is part of the Ethereum network, you can able to input the um, contract ID, and you can able to retrieve the data and from that using our platform. You can go and learn more about our company if you go to analytickit.com. And if you want to use our platform, you can use dpa.analytickit.com and log in, register, and start using it for free. And finally, please help us grow this channel by subscribing to this channel and also sending this YouTube to your friends and family members. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Bye.